Will they let me go live early? Yeah, they will. We're live. Looks kind of messy, doesn't it? Has it come up yet? Or is it live, or is it counting down?
No, it's live.
No, it is live on the screen. Really live. Oh, it's a nice shot, look.
Let me move this.
There you go. No, bro, this is real, bro. We keep it. No, bro, this is real, bro. We keep it. No, bro, this is real, bro. We keep it. No, bro, this is real, bro. We keep it. Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Shut up, bro. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. We're trying our hardest here, but we're not. We could have been using a camera. We're trying to use a shortcut. Bear with me, mate. Bear with me. This was going to be such a smooth video.
Let me look at it one way.
Just check with headphones, Danny. They said sorted now. Apparently we're sorted. All right, cool. Great start, guys. Great start. Technology problems in it. Yo, what's going on? Oh, I put the phone back on the wrong way around. It's alright. Right, check this out. I have got so many fucking questions. So these are screenshots of Instagram, and every one of these has got 8 questions on. So there's quite a lot. There's quite a lot of questions. So I'm going to just kind of go pretty randomly with it. Obviously some of them aren't questions. Like, for example, Yanis said, James hype, bitch. That's not a question, mate. Right, next, let's go here. Captain, how long did it take you to become what you call good enough to perform? That's kind of a weird question, because I think in your head you always think you're like sort of good enough, but then when you look back in time you'll realise, oh, I wasn't actually very good then. Because I was probably DJing in clubs as a resident DJ before I was good enough. So it's about like diving in and just getting stuck in and worry about it later. No one's going to remember if you're not good enough. Does it sound alright?
Yeah, I just want to turn it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I've got OCD or what.
Be careful, mate. Can you hear the Velcro?
No, I don't.
High-tech setup. Pretty good, yeah?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grant Gibbs, when will you upgrade your 4th C DJ? Not right now, mate, because we've got a coronavirus pandemic going on, so I'm not supposed to be spending any money. So after coronavirus, that's the answer to so many of these questions. What's one thing that people would never know about you just by looking at you? One thing that people would... I have a tattoo here. Does that count? Because you wouldn't know this unless you like saw a lot of photos.
No, everyone knows that.
Everyone knows that fucking thing. Alright. I'll come back to that one. That was from Laura J. Rennie. Advice on powering up decks and speakers in a remote place. So many people ask this question. Will Farhart. Basically, we have mains power in the back of our tour bus, so we were able to power.
Someone just played a joke on you.
What?
What was that mean?
No. It does sound like fart, but it's got an H in the middle. Will Fart. Will Farhart. Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to offend you. Yeah, we have mains power in the back of our van, and then we also bought a portable battery to power some of the decks off. It was pretty complicated. That's one of the reasons that the tour van video was quite short, because we didn't have enough power to last very long. When will we see you perform at Tomorrowland, Belgium, from Everard Simon? First of all, I am very sad that Tomorrowland is cancelled this summer, and condolences to everyone who's bought tickets. because I always feel for the people who bought tickets when these things get cancelled. So I don't know whether I'll be playing in 2021, but that's what we're aiming for, 2021 Tomorrowland. Okay, where did you play at the beginning? How do you remember the beginning? That's from Saitama Music. Where did I play at the beginning? So I started off playing on Friday nights in a really small bar in the town where I grew up. And it only held about 50 people in this bar, and I used to play like 4 hours on a Friday night in a little bar, and not many people came in, and I was terrible. How do I remember it? It was just kind of a learning for me. Gavin Woking, how do you balance doing live DJ sets, YouTube videos, shows, and produce new music? I never seem to have enough time for everything. So up until the coronavirus, we were making most of our DJ videos while touring, like the This Is Real DJing videos. We were making those videos on the road, so they kind of happened by themselves. So we kind of had the YouTube video and the live DJ set in one. Producing new music, that's what I spend most of my time doing, to be honest. I spend more time producing music than I do DJing. So that's kind of the priority for my time. And then the DJing just kind of revolves around the shows that I'm playing. Up until coronavirus hit, and then we started doing loads of live streams, so now I'm spending a lot more time DJing. Do I have any favourite quotes? Laura J. Rennie. Alright, if you want to take the island, burn the bridges. That means, my interpretation of that, if you have a goal to achieve that's over there, then the only way that you're gonna get to that goal is if you remove all of the possibilities of not getting the goal. It's terrible, that wasn't it? Oh, he's listening with delight. Awful. Okay, yeah, fuck it, alright. That'll do. Alright, let's go next. Where do you source most of your music from, and how big is your library? Dan Barnett. I spend a lot of money on Beatport at the moment. Yeah, I listen through their recommended stuff. I listen to the hype charts on Beatport. Sometimes listen to other DJ sets, and they'll really surprise me. Like, I'll be like, whoa, what's that tune? I need that tune. How big is my library? I actually try and keep the library as small as possible because I want to be able to. I want to know all the music that's in my library, because it's really cool to have a massive music library. But then, if you're on a stage and you're trying to, and you see a track name, then you won't necessarily know what that song is in your head. So I like to know all my songs, so I try and keep it small. Can you say Jacob Casey will get knocked out by Luke Mack? Jacob Casey will get knocked out by Luke Mack. Do you play any instruments like guitar or something, Calvin Lee? I have a guitar and I have a piano, but I'm not very good at playing either of them. So no, I wouldn't say really, no. Slam RBLX. Hey James, would you ever consider playing somewhere like Tomorrowland or Ultra if reached out to by the organiser, or do you want to continue with local events and clubs? Obviously my ultimate goal as a DJ is to play on the best stages possible, and that is literally Tomorrowland and Ultra, so yeah, that is definitely one of my goals. Keep going on these. Where do you get the vinyls made in the background by Merrick's Music? So these are actually awards for music sales or streams, and the gold ones. Some of the gold ones for the UK it says to recognise sales in the United Kingdom in excess of 400,000 copies of More Than Friends. This one is platinum. You can't even see that. To recognise sales of 600,000. That one is from Germany. So yeah, they're all kind of awards from various countries for music. Delovsky Music. What kind of advice would you give a DJ who's supported by 15,000 DJs? What steps should I get to next? I've released a couple of tracks on Demo Drop, and I do a lot of ghost producing. So if you do a lot of ghost producing, then you're obviously quite a good producer. So you've just got to find yourself, man. You've just got to find what your special sauce is that makes you different to other people, and just go down that lane, and before long people will follow you down that lane, and then they'll be like, oh, that sounds like Delovsky, and then people will buy into you for that. What is your favourite FX or trick to use during your set? I really like the one where I change the pitch with the pitch fader on a loop and it goes woo. That's because I don't really do it that much, it's kind of a new thing. Gaetano music, what do you use to compose in terms of software, hardware? I don't really use any hardware. I use Ableton Live on my laptop, and favourite plugins, probably Serum, Massive, and I like Omnisphere as well, that's cool. Vito FTW, yes bro. Only Way is Irish, yes bro. Let's not talk about football. I don't know anything about football. When will you release some songs onto Spotify from Calvin Lee? I've got some records coming soon, hopefully. Major labels are hard work. And other than that, check out the Stereotype Sounds playlist because there's a lot of new music on there. Best way to get started in producing, copying people's tunes. That is a fact. Like, when I started out producing music, I was copying Low Steppers music, I was copying Amin Edge and Dance's music, and literally just try to recreate their song yourself. It's going to sound shit, it's going to be awful, but in doing that, you're going to realise the elements that go into making the track. Next, whoa, so many, let's do some more off YouTube chat. Steve Ocho, how did you come up with the name James Hype? I mean, you're always hype. Thank you, bro. So there's a video producer called Hype Williams, and I saw his name on the end of a music video, and I just thought it was a really cool name. That's it. That's the full story. James Hype, what underground techno DJs do you like? I don't know much about techno, but I like a couple of tech house DJs. Like I like Steve Lawler, I like Martinez Brothers, Loco Dice. Like that's the type of stuff I'd listen to if I was going to Ibiza, which sadly I don't know when I'm going to be going to Ibiza. DJ Sinclairo, when is Everybody Drums out? Well, I don't have an answer for that, but I need to find out an answer. I'm going to figure out a way of getting that released. Daniel Lowe, when is Do You Still Want Me? Brackets Ferrari being released. That's a banger. That record is signed to Universal, so it's kind of out of my hands when that's going to be released, but as soon as I know, I'm going to make sure everybody else knows. One Cold Inside, are you preparing tracks for your set before the live stream on YouTube, or do you come up with that during your set? It's kind of a bit of both. Like, I have like pretty well organised folders on my USBs, and I always keep songs together that I'll play together, but then I'll be dipping between those folders and I'll be dipping in and out of new tunes as well. So the live stream is like, the live stream is pretty on the fly, but it's not 100% on the fly. When did I start producing? From Bury Us 17. I started producing about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. Like, I'd been a DJ for a long time before I started producing, which I think affects the way that I produce music, because I produce music thinking about a dance floor. Why are you always using the Amsterdam filter from Marcus Boots? Yo, I discovered this filter like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, ooh, it looks sexy with that one, you know. DJ Barry Danvers, not a question, just want to say you're inspiring a lot of people. Keep going, man. Yo, thank you. I always appreciate messages like that. Are you going to Hungary for Aftershock? I'm assuming that's a festival. I don't know, but I hope so. That would be cool. Never been to Hungary. Alright, get back on this YouTube chat. How do you deal with copyright on your sets and not getting your channel deleted by Justin T? So in general, YouTube's okay with this stuff. In general, you can upload a mix to YouTube and it won't get taken down because YouTube distributes the the ad revenue between all the copyright holders. So if you upload a mix with 5 songs, YouTube will split the money between all those 5 people. So YouTube's okay with it, to be honest. There are certain songs that do get taken down, but I don't know how you're supposed to know which ones are going to get taken down. It's just a bit annoying. How did you get the chance to do a remix for Tiesto? Tiesto started playing James Hype Encore VIP in loads of his sets. And people kept sending me videos of Tiesto playing it, and I was like, whoa, that's actually crazy, because he's literally like the biggest DJ of all time. And so I started tagging him on my Instagram story and followed him, and then he followed me back and we spoke in DMs, and he was like, yeah, I'd like to get you to do a remix of the new single, and we did it, and epic. Did someone say, are you always like this? Fuck's sake. Jamie Van Sherbeek, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Are you always like this, bro? DJ Lumix, how do you set your hot cues on which parts of the song? So I normally have the A hot cue on the part where I want to mix in from, and then I'll have the B on maybe a breakdown, and then the C maybe 8 bars before the drop. It kind of depends what I'm planning to do with the track. Samuel Divine, DDJ 400, one sec. we got all this, bro. We got all the DJs, bro. Content on the way with these pieces of equipment soon. We got it all, mate. Yeah, we're going to be doing some content with these controllers in the near future. I've had to play around with the big one. It's pretty good. It's kind of confusing, but when I get the hang of it, it'll be good. Brett Haley, what are you saying, bro? Let's hope we get back to Maggle off at some point. Samuel Divine live set with the 400, mate. I haven't even picked that thing up yet. I don't even know where to start with that. It'd be cool though. Central Region Riders. How do I get rid of fear when DJing live? The only advice I can give for that is spend more time DJing, because then you're going to have more belief in your own ability. So if you're scared of DJing live, then just do more practice, because then you're going to know that you're not going to fuck up, basically. Vito FTW, oh no, that's gone. Here he is. How or where do you find the inspiration for live mashups or routines? I use mixed in key. So sometimes there'll be like a new tune that's dropped and I'm like, oh, I want to play this in a set, but I want to smash it up with something else. So I'll put it in mixed in key and kind of see what it's in the same key as, or see what it's in the same region as. Sometimes things will just come to me, you know, like when you're in the shower and you have a great idea. Like with the video that we just dropped, the supermarket video, the routine for that just kind of came to me in the shower, to be honest. What job would you have done if you hadn't become a phenomenal DJ? From Thomas29. When I was in school, I did work experience as an architect, because I used to really like drawing, but it turns out that being an architect is not all about drawing. It was more about like numbers and shit, and I lost interest, to be honest. I like marketing as well, that's always fun. Let's go next on here. Do you beat match with your ears, my G, from Cuba? Yeah, I would say I do. Like obviously you've got the numbers on the decks, so you're still gonna match the numbers up, but you're still like pushing it in and out with your ears. Like I learned to DJ on vinyl, so I am able to beat match with my ears, despite what a lot of the haters would have you think in the comments. What decks do you currently use and where do you get your music from? I've half answered this already. So I use Pioneer DJ, CDJ 2000 Nexus 2 and one Nexus 1 for all the people who are paying attention. Let's go next. How long have you been DJing? How did it all start? Okay, I've been DJing for 15 years. That's fucking ages, isn't it? I got decks for my 15th birthday, like vinyl decks, second hand. And I used to buy vinyl from HMV, which is a music store in the UK, and I used to buy like hip hop vinyl, and then I started listening to this radio station called One Extra, and they started playing like a bit of house music, and I kind of heard it and I was like, oh, this is actually really cool, and then bought some house vinyl, and then I ended up discovering Beatport and that whole world of house music and got like sucked into that. Yeah, that answers that one, doesn't it? Where can I get a Stereotype t-shirt or cap? We are actually releasing Stereotype t-shirts pretty fucking soon. www.stereotype.global. Sign up and you'll be the first person to know. Do you own the 4 CDJs you play your YouTube sets with? Yes, I actually do. That's from Simillion. Did you start on a controller or straight CDJs? I started on vinyl, mate. I'm fucking old. How did you get that cross up down fader idea? I don't really know how I started doing it. I just did. Yeah, I don't have an answer to that. Sorry. How do you explore new tunes? I like people sending me music for jameshype@gmail.com. Are you able to scratch? Why don't you do that live? No, I'm actually not. I've learned before. I've spent time trying to learn, but I just kind of got bored. What I like about my style of DJing is you take elements of scratching, but you're actually playing with the mix. If I was to scratch, I feel like I would have to stop what I was doing, do a bit of scratching, and then jump back into the mix. Whereas the style of DJing I do, like you're still in the mix. That's kind of my vibe. Did people laugh at you or your progress when you started DJing? People will always do that. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like, there will always be people who don't want to see you succeed. Like, so that's totally normal. People don't like seeing other people succeed all the time because it makes them feel like they're not doing enough. That's kind of normal. You gotta get on with that in the world. Calvin Lee, would you DJ in Derby or not? If someone wants to pay me, mate. Vito says, do you use quantize? I sometimes use it, sometimes don't use it. It depends what I'm doing. Obviously the quantize is very useful if you want to do something perfectly in time, but then there's other stuff where I'm going like on a hockey and it's too fast for the quantize, so you have to turn it off for that. DJ Sinclairo, how did you visit Stereotype website? I'm putting the link in the chat now. There you go. Alright, what is Gavin Woking's back. For a producer trying to make it big, would you recommend sticking to getting great at one genre or produce any genre you find interesting? I like tech house to rhythm to future bass. I would say explore what makes you excited, because the one thing about this world of art, which it is, the only thing that makes you different to every other person is you and your taste and your interpretation of things. Like, there are so many people who are amazing producers, but the only thing that sets one of them apart from the others is like their individuality. So you've just got to follow your individuality all the way. And if your individuality wants you to do all of these genres, as long as they sound like you. Like, look at Jaws, for example. Like, he makes like every genre of dance music, but it still sounds like him. Do you know what I mean? And obviously that's kind of something that will come with time, but also like what you would learn from another genre might help. What you're going to learn producing genre B is going to help you in genre A as well, I'd imagine. I'm not really speaking from experience there because I've only ever really made house music type tempo. Is that spiral effect, James, please, or echo 116? I don't use spiral on the DJ mixer, so it'll be echo on 116. Do you know Danny T from Tyler Cousins? Yeah, he's a mate of mine. I've known him quite a while, actually. How many horses does your Panamera have? I actually don't know. I'm not that technical with cars. I just like how it looks. Do you think Chris Lake Ghost produces for Fisher? Obviously, everyone knows that. I didn't think that was a secret. Are you a football fan? No, I'm not. The truth is I like you more without scratching. Yeah, same. Coming to Africa from Joseph Campbell, that would be epic. Hopefully, post-corona, we'll get to go to Africa. Can we get a hey ladies from Gucci? Hey ladies.
Hey ladies!
That's good. Mirella says, favourite part of DJing live? Okay, so what I like about DJing live is the fact that it could all go to shit. That's actually what makes it exciting for me. That's why I always try and do new tricks and stuff, because I need to be pushed. Like, that's the reason that I started doing all this wavy shit in the first place, because I was like, oh, playing two tunes on 2 decks kind of got boring for me, you know what I mean? I needed it to be more exciting. It's Ronan25. Ah, he's gone. There we are. How do you typically start a remix? I've tried a couple of ways, but Ableton kicks my ass. How would I typically start a remix? Well, I'd work with only the vocal, and then I would kind of put some sounds in around that excited me. Just open up a synth that you've got loads of cool presets on, flick through presets, have a keyboard, and just make noise until something like makes you think, whoa. And then when you do that, put that idea down, and then you could mute that, build another idea, and then start comparing which one's better, add drums, all of that type of shit. And then I'd kind of work. I'd work on like a drop section, and then I'd rewind and do a build-up section, and then kind of build up a whole tune around that. Sometimes it takes me fucking ages, don't get me wrong. Alan Solik, are you still coming to Croatia after Corona? Mate, I hope so, man. I hope so, because I had 2 shows in Croatia, both cancelled for Corona, which is, I feel really bad for all the people who had tickets. Like, I hate the fact that there was people there who really wanted to see me play, and they won't get to see me play until like a few months later or something now. I'm actually out of breath from all this talking. Thomas 29, do you think that Losing It versus One More Time is your best remix? If no, what is your best remix? Losing It versus One More Time is iconic. And it's not really up to me to say what's the best. It's up to the people. And the people have decided that that's the best because it's got the most views. So yeah, yeah, that's that. When are you going to play on a stage in the Netherlands from Dekker Simon? I was supposed to be doing Festival in Amsterdam, and I think that's cancelled for coronavirus. So hopefully later in the year or 2021, we're going to be back in the Netherlands. How long until the next GYMType VIP? I don't really know. I don't have anything like that. I'm waiting to release at the moment. You never know. I always find things. I make so much music. Julio Garcia, hey James, when you play acapellas, do you play it according to matching key, or just pick one you have in mind at that moment? See, if I'm playing an acapella, I will always mix in key because I fucking hate it when people play out-of-tune acapellas. So yeah, I'll use mixed in key, and then you've got kind of relative keys that will work with it as well. Also, it's important to remember if you're going to play like a rap acapella, then they don't really need a key, like because the person's not singing, they're just rapping. Then it can work on any key of track. What's with the Shiri contest? Yo, all those people who got a message off Gucci are gonna get what they were promised. Don't worry. Arthur Defoe, hey man, who are your inspirations production wise? I've always loved Chris Lorenzo, Chris Lake, Red Light. Who else do I love? That's just off the top of my head. Yeah, I've got nothing else right now. What are my in-ear monitors from Yashale? My in-ear monitors that I'm using at the moment are made by Shure. I don't know what model they are. I don't love them though. I used to have West One UM3, and they were my favourite in-ear monitors, but then I broke them, and I haven't got around to buying any new ones because they're quite expensive. So I'm using the Shure ones at the moment. DJ Sinclair, do you like Martin Garrix? Yeah man, Martin Garrix was playing Roddy Ricch the Box, GYMType VIP, so now I love him, don't I am Sam Devine. At what point did you feel like you could make it being a DJ full-time job? See, I used to be a resident DJ, so I used to play in shit clubs every night of the week. So it was my job for a long time before I was an artist. Jesse Sweetman, hey James, I'm already a club resident DJ. Where do I go from here and how do I keep my spot? Jesse, you need to make a lot of noise online so that people notice you. Like, you need to be everywhere. You need to be releasing mixes, releasing music, releasing remixes. You just need to be the name in everyone's mind. And then before long, you're going to get messages from other clubs saying, hey Jesse, we want to book you to play a guest slot. And you've just kind of got to keep putting in that work to make the noise until people start paying attention, and then you're going to notice people are going to start messaging you, asking you to play for them, and then you've kind of got to do that balancing act between playing guest slots, playing resident slots, until one day you've got to give up the resident slots and be the artist. Next, let's go back to YouTube. What's going on YouTube? Do you remember Jamie Hartley? Of course I remember Jamie Hartley, Crossfader. Nicholas, when will you come to Latin America? Greetings from Uruguay. Yeah man, hopefully next year. That'll be amazing. That'll be amazing. How old were you when you realised DJ Snake wants to be just like you? From Jeff Jones 757. Yo, thank you, bro. There's a lot of people have been saying that I'm trying to be like him, so I really appreciate your comment, bro. Where do I get my acapellas from? Loads of people asking this. Wayne Baxter, Yazan. I get my acapellas from the same place as every other fucker. There's no secret like location for acapellas. I use acapellasforyou.co.uk. I use Vocler, whatever that URL is. Let me search that. But Vocler.it, voclr.it. I use that one. Acapellas.eu I think is a forum as well. So just all those places. Sometimes there's acapellas that aren't available. You can make them. You can like Google it how to phase. Google how to phase an acapella. Google how to make an acapella with RX7. There are ways to make acapellas if you can't get them. Like if you want it badly enough, you're gonna find it. Steve Ocho, would you let your hair grow back long? I kind of like it like this at the moment. Oh, these are moving fast now. Philippe, can you come visit, play in Gothenburg, Sweden? I'd love to, man. Post-corona, another one. Post-corona. Erwin, I want to start producing, but I've never DJed in front of crowds. Am I doing it wrong? No, I don't think so. Like, there's a lot of famous DJs who got famous in the studio before they DJed. Like Martin Garrix, for example. He got famous for being a producer before he was on big stages. So I don't think that's a problem. It's William Owen. Hey James, I've never performed live in a club. I'm currently working on my debut single. Do you think if my track does well, it'll get me bookings? Yes, definitely. There's loads of people who play on lineups who have never really DJed very much before. They've just had a really big song, so that's kind of normal. Mike Fedorovsky, what's your home workout? Yo, I'm getting quite into these home workouts. There's a guy on Instagram called Brian DaCosta, and he's got some really cool stuff. Stephen Higginson, can we apologise to my mate Mandy? He wasn't happy when I got you to say he bought his pizzas from Aldi and sold them on. Logan, is that God's Plan speech type acapella or a DIY thing? Yes, that's Andrea, AA Vision, who does photos. I recorded him saying it when he came to my studio one night, and that is literally him saying it. We made him read it off a piece of paper. Hey bro, how do you make your relation between your kick and your bass? Do you use a plugin to duck certain frequencies? Yeah, I use Volume Shaper, Box, LFO tool. Basically, you've got to curve out the low end in the bass so that it's out the way every time the kick hits. Like, it's kind of super important in dance music. Let's go back to here. Jan Malik, where did you find clear melody from 10 Walls Walking with Elephants to mix with crowd control? Search Walking with Elephants, Free Jack remix. That's what it is. Which social media do you think is best for new DJs to get noticed by L Leon 17? It kind of depends how old you are, to be honest. Because the best place to get loads of views at the moment is TikTok. But if you're like 40 years old, then you don't want to be posting videos on TikTok because the audience on there is really young. So yeah, it kind of depends. It kind of depends what type of DJ you are as well. Like if you're playing a really serious genre like techno, then you've got to be all cool and serious, and then you're probably best on like Instagram and SoundCloud and serious platforms. But if you're playing like more big room or something, then you're allowed to be a bit more fun, and then you're going to do better on platforms like TikTok because you can put some comedy into your social media and stuff. Eddie, how often do you mix in key? I mix in key whenever I'm doing any type of like live mashup, because otherwise it sounds fucking horrible. But I will quite often mix track A into track B, not in key. So maybe 50% of the time. Everyone wants me to live stream with this DDJ 400, don't they? Give me fire emojis right now if you want me to live stream with the DDJ 400. It's crazy. I haven't even got it out of the box. It must be well small. DJ Sinclair, who's your dream collab? The Weeknd. What a voice. Laura, will you miss doing live streams from the gaff if this ever ends? You know what? I think that we'll do live streams forever now. I think maybe not as many, but when the coronavirus is over, I think I'll still live stream from the apartment or from the studio or whatever. Ooh, let's go back to YouTube because it's moving differently, bro. Gaspard says, I love you, you're the best, thank you for all the love in here. Oh, I love fire emojis. Arthur Defoe, what plugin do you use for your bass in remixes like Roddy Rich or Sweet Dreams? I like using a synth called Hydra for my bass. It's a really simple FM synth and I get really cool low notes from it. Nathaniel said apartment streams only. Antoine, yo bro, your remix of the Siggy is freaking cool when you put it on Beatport. It's not up to me, bro. That's just like an edit that I made, so I can't release it because it's not my song. Do you know what I mean? It's just something that I made for my live set. How did you do in school from Tinnis XXL? I was quite badly behaved in school. Didn't really care. Yeah, I don't really care. Thoughts on BCM, the Brett Haley. Oh, hey bro, he's still here. I actually love BCM. I proper love BCM. About it, do you beat match by ear or by eye? It's kind of both, isn't it? Because obviously you've got the numbers to line up, so I'll play like 126 BPM, 126 BPM, but then you can still be out. You still need to nudge it forward or backwards, so it's both. Do you add swing manually or with the groove pool in Ableton from Arthur Defoe? I don't really use grooves, you know, in my music. I've got a couple of tunes where I have. I'll probably use groove pool, but a couple of times I've done it manually as well. What do you think of Jack Back? Yeah, he's put out some really cool music. What do you think of the D&B scene from Adam J? Honestly, I don't really follow it. I like the way that house music has big breakdowns and then big drops and it progresses a lot. For me, D&B is like drop, 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 drop. That's the way that I view it. So it's kind of like, it doesn't have the same appeal to me that the house music does. Billy Harrell, hi James, I'm 15 and I'm a bedroom DJ, but buying FL Studio software to start producing music. Where can I get noticed and how? From Billy Harrell. Billy, the only way to get noticed is by being fucking great. And the only way to be fucking great is to keep on going. Because when you first start making music, you're going to be pretty shit. And you've got to do it for years. And then you'll get to a point where you're alright. And then people will start paying attention. So you've got to really want it. You've got to really want it because like, you've got to make shit music for a few years. Where do you want to be in 5 years' time from Jake Allen? No, this is a deep question, bro. Let's go like 1 year. 1 year I want to be Tomorrowland main stage, I want to be Ultra main stage. There you go. Stephen Higginson, you're funny, bro. This isn't even a question. Oh no, it is. Luca, Stephen Higginson's gonna knock you out. Oh. I keep seeing the same questions over and over. Do you play any games? From David206. I played Fortnite like 5 times and I won once. I came second once as well. It's good fun. But no, I don't really spend any time playing games. What car have you got? Jacob Matthews, Porsche Panamera, Sport Turismo. Fucking love it. Do you use Ableton Push from Ian James? No, I've got one. I bought it because I watched Timbaland using it and I was like, yeah, gonna get one of these. I'm gonna be the new Timbaland. Don't fucking use it. Miracle, how do you select the playlist? Do you have a routine when you need to collect new music? When do you listen and analyse the music? I wouldn't say I have a routine. It's normally pretty last minute. It's normally like, oh shit, we're filming a video tomorrow. I need some new music. And then I'll download some tunes with big drops that I like and then find out the key that they're in and try and find some of the things that I can mash into that tune that like work well with it. Normally do it. I normally do it in my apartment because I like, when I'm in the studio, I only really do production. So I'll do like the DJing preparation in my apartment. Jet Bizzle, how did you meet Gucci? We both used to work in the same club. He was a promoter and I was a DJ. Calvin Lee, who would win in a fight, you or Gucci? Yo, this is a good question, man. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up. Hang on. What are you listening to? Are you listening to this stream? You
Obviously me.
Oh my god, I thought you were listening to something else. Woo!
Obviously me.
Yeah. Yo. James Hype, thoughts on making a 5 to 10 minute mini mix? Bro, I've done loads of these. That's what masterclass is, bro. Go watch the masterclass videos. I'll have new ones coming soon. Drippy Mod, is FL Studio good for a beginner or are there other softwares that are good to start with? I don't know, man. Loads of people use FL Studio and they make cool shit. So yeah, I think FL Studio, Ableton, Logic, any of them. There's loads of fucking tutorials on YouTube anyway, how to work any of these. So yeah, you'll be good. Favourite tune ATM is probably Fisher Dancing or Wanna Go Dancing, whatever it's called. Banger. Do you like Off-White? Yeah, it's expensive though, isn't it? How do you organise your record box? I normally have different dates for different sets. So it'll be like, oh, say I'm playing in Munich tomorrow, right? I'll have one that says Munich with tomorrow's date, and then I'll have the set planned out in that. That's kind of how I do it. Can you describe one of your typical days? Do you wake up at regular hours, or do you do big sessions and have an unbalanced life? I wake up quite late, to be honest, because I've always been a DJ, so my sleep pattern kind of involves me going to bed at about 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I'll wake up about 11 or 12 lunchtime. What's your dream car? I don't even know, you know. I was thinking about this last night. What car do I want? It'd be really cool to have a Lambo, wouldn't it? How do you work around licenses for your songs on YouTube? YouTube does this for you. You can just upload a mix to YouTube and it already distributes the royalties correctly, so don't worry about that. What is Stereotype? Yo, it's a good question, you know, from Sammy J Sponge. What is Stereotype? Stereotype is a lifestyle brand that has a record label, has a playlist, and will soon have apparel as well. Dean, are you sad you won't see my big fire emoji on Dance Division because it's cancelled? Bro, I'm fucking sad that all of these festivals are cancelled, mate. Not just Dance Division, it's dead. But we will be back, mate. We will be back, so don't worry. Back to YouTube. thoughts on Zonderling? Don't know anything about Zonderling at all. Any plans to play in ADE? Yes, we'll definitely be there next year. Where can we send our demos, music for jameshype@gmail.com? That's a number for music for jameshype@gmail.com. Sir Origin, you've got me thinking about switching to IEMs. Are yours custom fitted? No, they're not. Mine are off the shelf, not custom. I would like to get customs, but trying to save money in it. Why do you have a South African accent? Oh my god, bro! The disrespect. Oh, bro. Thomas 29, at what age did you start to love techno? I wouldn't say I love techno, bro. Like, I started playing some of these big techno tunes lately just because I heard them on Beatport and I was like, shit, these are huge. So I don't know much about it. I just kind of buy some of those tunes on Beatport and fit them into like my set, but I think my set is more of a tech house set. Is Eminem your brother? Good one, J4. Ever come to Romania? I hope so, 2021, wait for it. Oh, this is moving fast. Whoa, this is moving fast. What key is that piano? Please play piano. Oh, this? Oh, mate. You don't want me to play that. Joe. Do you have a favourite tutorial channel? Or maybe one that upgrades your production game? I always recommend Zenworld. He does really cool tutorials on like specifically like tech house stuff as well. Any videos about production in the future? Yeah, it'd be cool. It would be cool. I don't know where I put them though, so I'm not sure. Play I Was Loving You on the piano? No. Do you like Dutch people? Yes. Is juiced? How do you say juiced? Is it like juiced or is it like used? I don't even know. There are lots of people in Holland have that name. Seems pretty popular. When are you releasing the teas? Start of May. Go to www.stereotype.global. Start of May, they are coming out. Speak Spanish, please. I can't fucking speak Spanish. I wish I could. When are you gonna redo your website? Yo, what's wrong with the website, bro? Gucci's well offended. Does Gucci always cook pizza? No, not always, but sometimes. Is the Hercules Impulse 300 a good starter controller? I really don't know. I don't know much about controllers, I'm afraid. But anything's a good starter controller. Like, just get your head around what you're trying to do with the mixing, innit? Do you play any instrument like drums? Because your timing is perfect when you DJ. No, I don't actually. I was thinking about it though, like not drums, but you know, you get like finger drumming, you know, like these pads, like all that type of shit. I was thinking about doing some of that to like improve my dexterity. This chat's not working properly. Have you always tended to play the tech house genre once you've got more free hands as a DJ? I don't understand what that means. Yeah, I've always liked that kind of music. Can you submit demos to Stereotype? At the moment, just send them to me. music4jameshype@gmail.com with a number 4. I'm going to have so many emails at the end of this stream. Do you know you're playing spinning records in 7 minutes? Transition! Thank you, DJ Sinclair. Yeah, for everyone watching this right now, we are James Hype on the spinning records stream in 7 minutes time. I'm going to post a link in the chat right now, and we are going to move over there in about 3 minutes time. Will I be at Sunrise in Poland? I hope so. I hope we can do all of this after coronavirus. When you're playing, you usually play with 3 decks, sometimes 4. How do you manage playing live for so long? Still preparing, I think I played with 2 decks for so long that I wanted to add a 3rd deck. And then I got my head around the 3rd deck. And then when Pioneer DJ asked me to do a video, I was like, alright, cool, let's do fucking 4 decks. It's still hard though. It's still hard, like, for me. I'm gonna leave this stream online so like you can look back at some of the questions. So I'm trying not to answer the same questions twice. Juiced is pronounced very different. I can learn you if you want. Yeah. I'll Google it. I'm gonna Google how to pronounce that because I'm just saying juiced, and I'm definitely not got it right. Will I play on the Slam Quarantine Festival again soon? Next week. How did you learn to use more than 2 decks? Just practice again. Put Gucci on the keyboard. Can you do a live stream of your next workout for the ladies? Oh my days. Yeah, I need OnlyFans in it. I said, have you smashed after your gigs? When is Ferrari track coming out? I'm going to have an update on that very soon. Very, very soon. Right, listen, we are going over to the spinning stream right now. I need everybody to go and drop spam in the spinning chat. Let's go, spinning stream right now. If you click the link in the chat to this video, let's go, spinning stream right now. James Hype Sets starts in 4 minutes. Let's go, spam the fucking stream. We are gonna smash this. Spinning, spinning, spinning. James Hype on spinning. Yo, thank you for watching. Let's go. I'm gonna be in the chat on the spinning stream starting now. Transition.